The Forgotten Realm, once a silent cradle of creation, now throbbed with a nascent, terrifying power. A pulse, raw and untamed, erupted from its depths, a chaotic symphony that repelled the encroaching void. The void phantom, its form flickering, recoiled in confusion. This was not the predictable order of the void, but something else. Something ancient. The spark, sensing this surge of defiant energy, felt a flicker of hope ignite within its dwindling core. This was an unknown, a wild card in the cosmic game. A new entity, born from the very essence of consumed void in the raw, chaotic energies of the realm, was stirring. Hungry. Curious. A potential savior, or a far greater destroyer than even the Void King himself? The spark was caught in the crossfire, its very existence hanging by a thread. The void shard, a sliver of impossible darkness, continued its inexorable descent, but its path was now contested. The Forgotten Realm fought back, not with light, but with a primal, consuming chaos that choked the void. The void phantom screamed, its spectral form contorting as the energies clashed. It was a battle for the soul of existence itself, and the spark was merely a pawn, a fragile beacon in the encroaching night. The ancient entity within the realm unfurled, a formless hunger that tasted the void and the spark alike. Its awareness spread, a vast, alien consciousness experiencing the universe for the first time. It felt the Void King's oppressive presence, a suffocating weight that threatened to crush all that was. It felt the spark's desperate struggle, a fragile defiance against the inevitable. And it felt hunger. A hunger for understanding, for experience, for power. The void shard, now a gaping maw of darkness, finally touched the ravaged surface of the Forgotten Realm. But instead of consumption, it met resistance. A titanic wave of chaotic energy surged upwards, not to push back, but to absorb. The void shard writhed, its dark substance being drawn into this new, insatiable entity. The void phantom screamed a silent scream as its anchor began to unravel. The Void King's advance faltered, his consciousness recoiling from this unexpected surge of primal power. He had anticipated the spark, the void, but this was an anomaly. The spark watched, its light dimming, as the Forgotten Realm became a crucible of cosmic forces. The void shard was being consumed, its essence fueling the awakening entity. This was not an ally. This was a force of nature, untamed and unpredictable. And it was growing. The spark felt a new, chilling realization: the war for existence was no longer a simple battle between creation and destruction. It had become a terrifying, three-way dance of annihilation. As the consumed void swirled around the nascent entity, its form began to coalesce. Not into something recognizable, but into a manifestation of pure, unadulterated hunger. Its awareness sharpened, focusing on the nearest source of potent energy, the spark. It extended tendrils of chaotic energy, not to attack, but to explore. The spark braced itself, unsure if this was an embrace or a final, crushing blow. Then, a single, resonant thought echoed, not in sound, but in pure being, directly into the spark's core: more. The Forgotten Realm, now a vortex of swirling void and chaotic light, pulsed with the awakening entity's insatiable desire. The Void King roared in frustration, his plans thrown into disarray. The spark, caught between two immense, alien forces, felt its own light flicker, threatening to extinguish entirely. But in that near darkness, a single, defiant spark of will remained. The entity's tendrils, drawn by the spark's unique energy signature, began to converge. It was a moment of terrifying intimacy, of creation confronting a consuming unknown. The fate of the universe now rested not on the spark's strength, but on the nature of this newly awakened hunger. Would it devour everything, including its own nascent self, or would it find a purpose beyond mere consumption? The spark could only wait and hope, as the tendrils tightened, drawing it into the heart of the chaos. Then, the void shard, nearly entirely consumed, pulsed one last time. From its fractured remnants, a single, impossibly small, yet infinitely potent fragment detached itself. It drifted, not towards the spark, nor the awakening entity, but towards a distant, forgotten star system, a place the spark had only glimpsed in fragmented visions. A place of ancient, dormant power. A place whispered to be the true origin of the spark itself.